I thank the gentleman. And, you know, Mr. Jordan, 5 minutes is not enough to go through each and every item that's wrong with this bill. So I'm going to try to summarize, and some of it may be redundant. The authors of this bill are the authors of at least 3 bills. They're the authors of very different bills, and ultimately we should be having a vote on 3 or more bills, as we did in committee. And you might ask, well, why aren't we? Usually I don't want to talk about procedure, but there's a reason. They're trying to cram this thing and get a few more votes by putting a bill that's not objectionable with bills that are very objectionable. A bill that doesn't grab more power with one that empowers 2 agencies that are under review that for a good cause. One of them has been trying to seize this very power. As we speak, the Federal Trade Commission has done virtually nothing to protect consumers in the areas it has jurisdiction on. They constantly say we don't have enough money for the job we already have. But they want to be able to control both before, during, and after mergers and acquisitions. They actually want to be able to and are trying to undo mergers that already have occurred. So yes, there's an agency that's power hungry. My friends on the predominantly on the other side of the aisle, want to give them money, maybe not money in this bill because we're not appropriators, but it's still $140 million, and it will keep coming, and it will grow that agency. Now, I'm going to ask the American people something here today, Mr. Speaker. Have you received a call about your extended warranty? Have you received a robocall from somebody you don't know and it gets through on your personal phone or your cell phone? Of course you have, Mr. Speaker. So has every American. The Federal Trade Commission has an absolute obligation to seek that out and to prosecute that, and they're funded to do it, and they haven't done it. But no, they want to get into mergers. And my colleagues on the other side of the aisle and some on my side of the aisle hate a couple of big tech companies for their leftist leanings or whatever. In my side and in the other side, I guess because they're profitable, they hate them so much that they look past 2 truths. One of them is big tech, medium tech, small tech. They have made us the envy of the world, and we have delivered to the rest of the world a better set of economies when they adopt those very technologies. And you ask, well, why do those technologies get adopted? Well, one of the reasons is a startup can be funded because they know they may have an exit that isn't even a normal one. It's going to be an exit by having one of these big companies buy them. Many companies' actual plan is to build something that's going to be bought by some large tech. And yet we are considering changing the basis for mergers and acquisitions so that might no longer be possible. Innovation could dry up. I was an innovator. I know what it's like as a small startup company to try to get those funds. And you know what? Those funds come if they believe not that you might make a living and be around, but that your company might become valuable, that your idea might explode into the marketplace. So you know what? The American people see through this. Big tech, medium tech, and small tech. And by the way, most of the big tech companies, none of them were around 50 years ago, and most of them weren't around 25 years ago. The fact is, this is new tech that they're attacking. These are new technologies, and they're playing into the very hands of the people they claim to defend. If you want to stifle innovation, vote for this. And by the way, going back to that first one, Mr. Speaker, why are we voting on 3 bills? The reason is they're trying to trick members of Congress into voting. Please, vote no. Vote no because this is a bad set of multiple bills, and I intend on making sure that it never gets through the Senate. I yield back.
Gentleman from